Hello and welcome to this very nice nighttime edition of the podcast. I am one of, honestly, your favorite person on the podcast. I know I'm not. Juan Perez, and joining me today are two of the most beautiful men I've ever personally met in my life. Hunter Crate and Ryan Adder. How are you guys doing today, handsomes?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm here for the night mode edition of the podcast.
There's a Bud Light for you guys.
Dude, I'm tired as hell, I'm gonna be honest. I'm usually in bed at this point.
I should be in bed with no clothes on, watching Star Wars, making Jess mad at me.
I legitimately,
Thank you, baby.
We'll get into Final Fantasy in a bit, but I literally was sitting in my fucking underwear, playing Final Fantasy 16 since I've been bugging you so much, Juan. I
haven't been bugging me, just so everybody knows. You have not been bugging me at all. I enjoy every interaction that we have. Continue.
Beautiful. I think that, this is usually my nightly routine is playing like an hour, and then I just get tired as hell around like 9 or 10 now since I'm trying to get my sleep schedule back on track. Since I'm going to be working, most of my team members so I swapped teams within Ford, and now I'm going to be working with mainly India team members. That means that I'm going to be starting work around 5 or 6.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to. Yeah, I don't have to, but it just makes my day better. So I gotta start going to bed at like 8 or 9 p.m. and starting my morning super early and then getting off around noon.
Well, let me start with one thing. If you're starting work at around 6 o'clock, you don't need to go to bed at 8, Ryan. You're still young, you're still spry, you're still in your 20s. So let's start there. Don't age yourself before you have to, because before you know it, we're going to be old people. The sun is out. I have my blinds open. The sun is out. You're telling me you want to go to bed right now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The 2 months that we have summer in Michigan, Mr. Adder.
I do stuff during the day. I don't need any more damn sunlight.
You know what you don't do?
Damn it.
Come over here.
Oh, good girl time. I ruined it. Caught it.
Oh, damn. I think I cussed
too. You said the F word within the first 6 seconds of the podcast, Ryan.
I'm going to have to cut all of that
clicks.
because you're right. It is good girl time. So let me reiterate by saying you guys are amazing and that we don't swear on this podcast until after 6 minutes. But anyways, the gosh darn God-given American-blooded sun is still out. And you're telling me you want to go to bed right now? Listen, going to bed at 10, I understand that. But, Ryan, we have 6 straight months of summer. I mean, my bad, of winter. I had 2 margaritas and I'm having a beer. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm going to talk about that at the other podcast. So 6 straight months of winter. We get about, I'd say, what would you guys say? I would like some input on this. 3 weeks of spring and 1 week of fall. What do you guys think about that? That sound about accurate? Maybe 2 weeks of fall?
Yeah, I don't think we got that much, really. But
okay.
Yeah, it's like barely that.
All right, so 6 months of winter. We'll give or take about 4 weeks of spring and fall altogether. And then our summer consists of winter and summer. And you're telling me you want to go to bed right now? When you could be coming over here, snuggling up against me and playing video games? Come on, Ryan. Let's be real here.
Bro, it's 9 p.m. If I was over there, I'd be headed back.
I would let you. You'd be in my basement.
Holy cow. That's a heartbreaker right
there.
It's
Ryan 9 p.m.
Not holding his punches today.
No, literally. Remember, it is not for the boys.
I'm tired. I got my jammies on.
Jammies. My jammies contain Sam's Club underwear. That's it. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, that's what I Congrats.
Sponsored.
You cracked the code,
sponsored.
man. You figured it out.
Go on. Elaborate.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
I wish I could get tired before like 10:30.
Dude,
I do.
Well, yeah, I am blessed with the wonderful genetics of being able to sleep whenever and wherever.
Yeah, I can probably do that for the most part myself. But also, I will say, in my defense, in Juan's defense, because I'm always right, you guys are always wrong. Unless I agree with you, then you're right too. I do work 10 hours a day. I go to the gym for 2 hours, and then I also have to, do anything else that I have to do that day. So by the time it is time to go to bed, I can go to bed pretty easily. That being said, I got a big fat head, and if I lay it down anywhere, my neck is like, thank God, and then I just kind of go to bed.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just been enjoying going to bed early. I've been waking up in such a better mood. It doesn't feel like I want to throw myself off a bridge when I wake up.
I feel that every day, no matter how much I sleep I get.
I don't know.
I feel great when I get 3 hours of sleep and my eyes are bloodshot and I'm running on pure mania and caffeination. That's just like my state of being.
It's also one of those. It's also one of those things with the circadian rhythm where when you go to bed at the same time every single night or in that same sort of like time frame, your body feels better. So that's what I'm trying to aim for is like 9 or 10.
All right, I have two comments.
Like bedtime.
2 comments. So going to what Hunter said. 2 white monsters, 2 nose beers.
You got your 2 white monsters here, bro.
2 nose beers and a lot of regret, and then I'm good. But also, what you're saying about the rhythm or whatever, rhythm of the streets, all that shit, I do understand what you're saying. There's a lot of shit that backs that up. But also, fuck that. Because we're still too young, dude. I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not doing that. When we're in our late 30s, I promise you I will go to bed with some fucking...
I don't think that we're...
Ebenezer Scrooge-ass goddamn pajamas on every night with the head cap that goes all the way to the floor. And I'll be in bed at 9 every night in our late 30s, early 40s. Right now, I absolutely fucking refuse to do it. I refuse. I refuse.
Dude, it feels so nice to lay in bed, have my dog curl up next to me, and then I read my bed. I read my book for like 20, 30 minutes.
Well, that sounds nice, actually.
Get instant. Exactly. And, like I said, I've been waking up not feeling grumpy and angry at the world, so I'll take it. I'm going to keep up with this pattern.
I don't have that problem. When my alarm goes off, I just get up and I'm like, okay, I guess I have to go and kill myself for a minimum wage job. I don't particularly get grumpy about it. But I get to wake up next to Jess every day, so that makes your life a little bit easier. You know what I mean?
I contemplate taking a sick day or taking a mental health day every fucking day I wake up. I swear to God.
I never take those days.
Not anymore. I do.
I like my little job.
I like my job.
Yeah, I know. Controversial opinion. I do my little hot girl walk to work. I make my morning smoothie. Listen to some Marina and the Diamonds. Get my big old boots on.
So, like...
Is Hunter a baddie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chat, is Hunter a baddie right now?
On God.
Chat, will we? Is this man a baddie?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Cut that.
No, that is not getting cut. You know, listen, Ryan, every time you tell me not to cut something, I'm like, oh, he probably doesn't want this in it. So I cut it because out of respect for my boy. If you tell me to cut it, it is 20 trillion% getting in there unless it is something very inappropriate that we should not say.
No.
But and then we're gonna actually turn all these into soundboard clips of Ryan's right before you say cut it.
No, but I'm gonna die on this hill, and I hope anybody. Well, I know Hunter can run on low sleep like me, but like, honestly, do you guys? And I get a lot of people do want to do this, but do anybody listening that wants to comment? Do you guys really want to spend your young years going to bed super early, even if you're not doing anything fun? But like, if most of our listeners live in the north like we do, especially in the summer, I refuse to go to bed before 10 o'clock. Like, I just won't do it. And then even when I do,
what am I going to do in the morning?
At 10.
Well,
I'm sorry, what's that?
Counterpoint.
Yeah.
Counterpoint. If I wake up like 2 or 3 hours before work, what in the morning can I not do that I can do at night. You know what I mean? I would probably just sit there and watch television.
Record the podcast with your friends right now.
Sure, I am.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like, I can just wake up in the morning, I can do chores, I can do laundry because I don't have to fight other people in the apartment for, the fucking laundry position. Like,
well, that won't be a problem when you get your own place.
Yes.
I can't do that. I don't like to have a bunch of time before work. I like to wake up and immediately do work and then have all my time after work, because having my big task hanging over my head makes it so I cannot fully enjoy anything until it's over.
I get to work at 5:30 and I wake up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. I'm in a unique circumstance compared to the two of you, where I only have to go into office once a week, and I work from my computer and I code. And also, for the most part, I've fucking hated my job for the last 2 years. I love coding. I love that aspect of it. I love technology. Do you want to know what sucks?
Big business.
That I don't get to do technology as I get. Yeah, well, it's not even fucking capitalism.
Okay,
It's literally just the fact of that I don't even get the code. I was talking to Mariah about this earlier today because I swapped teams and I've been actually because I worked today and I didn't have to join any meetings that were with business. My job for the last 2 years has been maybe 20% coding, 80% fucking delegation with business. That's stupid. I had to rephrase myself. I hate it. But I don't have to do that as much anymore. Hopefully. That's what my new position is lining up to. I'm in a. So what I like to do is when I have to code for the day, right? I like to wake up. I like to have some sort of routine. I go and I go and get a nice energy drink. I go and make myself a breakfast sandwich. I take Donnie on a long walk at the park, and then I sit down, stretch, and then I'll code for 5 hours straight, which is what I did today. You know what I mean?
If you
Probably
like doing
not,
that, then I absolutely
I love it.
That.
But it's what I like to do because I get to, I get to learn new ways of doing things. It is a ever evolving thing. I can have Star Wars on while I code. You know what I mean? The shit just works out.
All right. So I understand where you're coming from. And when I used to work night shift, which is my favorite shift, in case anybody was wondering, I know nobody gives a fuck, but in case anybody was wondering, I did like waking up and having a little bit of time before, but also I don't like waking up before the sun comes up. And I know that this month and then half of next month is the exception that even when you wake up at 5 o'clock, the sun's up, and it'll be up until right now. But I don't know. I don't need that time to do that stuff.
Yeah.
I want to wake up, I want to go to work, and then I want to be happy the rest of my day. I love what I do. The last few careers I've chosen, farming and this, truck driving, I love them. I love the smell of diesel, the sound of tractors, the smell of plants. I like joking with guys, with the homies. That stuff's all fucking cool. But it's what you're talking about, when you add in that one extra variable, big business, it kind of kills the whole vibe. This is, that's not what I went to school for. This is not what I wanted to do. This is what ruins all of my, joy in it.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to sit down and I want to write a program. I want to write long, lengthy lines of code. And I want to learn new technologies. I want to learn how to improve on my coding skills. But majority of the time before this, what I had to do is that I had to sit in a meeting and be like, this value in our database is this value because of this. And then imagine that for 5 hours of my day. So my coworker who is in the middle of the transition to my team, literally yesterday sat in a meeting room by himself for 4 hours trying to explain why a part order had a specific description behind it. 4 hours. That used to be my life. That
Yeah,
shit sucks.
I'm not
that's
into
not.
that at all.
Yeah, that's not what I want to do. I want to code. That's the whole fucking point. Okay, it's past 6 minutes. That's the whole fucking point as to why. I did this, but I don't ever get to an. For the last 4 years, I have not gotten to engage that part of my brain, which has been a frustrating aspect. But I get paid the big bucks, baby.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like the whole reason you do it, right?
Yeah, it's literally like if I were to swap to like it was kind of like the issue of like that if I swapped to any other job early on, I would not have made as much money as I was there. So it kind of sucked. The only opportunities I had were like startups, which that shit's way too sketchy.
I mean, it can be. It's usually rich people
Yes.
who have never actually really done anything or contributed anything, letting their
So,
friends
for
have
software-
ideas, selling that company out from under them, and then when the big business comes in, they ruin that company.
So for software developers, it's usually jumping in at the baseline of a product and then being like, all right, we have to have a model ready within 1 month, and we have no infrastructure. Good luck.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so
That's when you have the 600 milligrams of caffeination.
yeah, that's when I learned.
Where's my fucking nose beers? Where's my nose beers?
Well, I mean, like you look back at like famous coders and shit like that, like Wozniak. Wozniak literally sat in a fucking garage while Steve Jobs sold. That was his job. So he did what I wanted. He did what I've wanted to do for the last 4 years, which is just sit there and learn new shit and just code. That shit's
Listen,
awesome.
Ryan. Listen, I have an idea for you. If you want to sit there and be the smart guy that invents new cool stuff and does cool stuff on a computer, and you need a really loud mouth rude person to sit there and scream at the television and tell them why they should buy what you make, I know somebody you might like for that business proposition. His name is Juan Ricardo Perez. He's balding. His physique is mid. But man, dude, he's fucking loud and he's annoying and he can really get the job done for you.
What the fuck was the smartphone from iCarly? The iPair?
Oh, the iPair.
Yeah, you and me, buddy. We're gonna make the iPair.
I'm down. Oh, I'm soundbiting that.
The
all right.
first edible phone.
All right,
Sorry,
all right. We got stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So one, I did quickly want to say, I was playing Halo before I got on, and I was being a little pissy pants crybaby boy, and it was really pissing me off. And I love Halo, so I was just happy that I got to play. But I did get on kind of grumpy because Discord was being cheeks and Halo was being really annoying because everybody's super sweaty. And if you don't have a solidified team in Halo Master Chief Collection, you're basically just going to get cheeked every single game. And it's very frustrating because Jess likes to play with me because she likes to play with me and she likes some of the Halo game modes. Sure. So, obviously, like, I love it. It's literally my favorite game. So, yes, I want to play with my lady. Who does not want that? That's literally the dream. But then when we just get cheeked up game after game after game, it's just so annoying. Oh, and dude, so me and Jess were playing, well, and her brother, my brother-in-law, Ryan. Shout out. We were all playing together, and there was one guy who came in on a PC, and he just modded the game. So he just had unlimited overshield. So he had like 40 kills, and then all of us had like 5 because he was just unkillable. So obviously, like, I reported the guy. I was like, okay, well, this guy's cheating, and, it's like it's fucking up everybody's, like, what is it called? Like their little career thing that tells you, like, how you do. And then me and Jess get kicked out of the game, and we get fucking banned for 10 minutes. And it's like, well, what the fuck did we do? This literally happened. And then her brother was like, nah, dude, I'm in the game playing right now. And it's like, nah, me and Jess got kicked. So, what I wanted to quickly say is that it's kind of annoying when games that you love are super... Well, just what Hunter was saying before we started is that long-time games, kind of, it's just like the sweats and the people who like to play it. Like, those are the only two variety you're really getting. And something that I've noticed that I've been playing so much Battlefront, I probably put 45 hours in the Battlefront in the last 2 or 3 weeks. It doesn't matter what team you get stuck with. If you are a singularly good player, I feel like you always get praise for it. And I like how at the end of the game, Battlefront will just say who scored the most. It's not who won, who lost, because they don't have a KD, they don't have a win-loss ratio, they don't care about none of that stuff. It's just like, hey, who did the best? And I feel like in a game like that, it's a lot more rewarding to try your hardest compared to like when you're playing in Halo and you're just trying to have fun with your fiance, wife. And it's just like, oh, well, we lost our 12th game in a row. But hey, we had a lot of good kills, but it doesn't matter because we still lost. I find it a lot more rewarding when people get, what is it? Not praised, but like acknowledged for how good they do. Do you guys have any comments on that?
Trophy. Participation trophies.
Yes.
Fucking liberals. Goddamn liberals.
No, I know what you mean. I've been playing a bunch of Mordhau, which is one of the like medieval fighting games or whatever, like similar like big team battle kind of game or whatever with objectives or whatever.
Okay.
And it's an older game, and pretty much everyone who's on there is just disgustingly good. And I have not. I think I only have 30 or 40 hours on the game total, and some people are like level 200 something, and which is absolutely insane. Like they probably have 2,000 hours on the game or more.
Okay.
And just getting dogged on by people in that same way or whatever, and it's just like it just is kind of what happens with older games, especially as we have so many new games rotating in all the time.
Yeah.
The release schedule for games is so fast, and like new systems are coming out, et cetera, and it's like people just change what they're playing a lot more, so the people that are left are going to be the people who are so good at it they have a reason to not go try something else.
Well, here's a good example of like what's super annoying about the situation is I think this past winter, I think it was even before me and Hunter started talking about the podcast or anything, so maybe late fall. Me and Hunter were playing, and Ryan. Me, Hunter, and Ryan were playing quite a bit of Halo. And then when Ryan couldn't play with us, because I know your schedule was really fucked up for a while, me and Hunter would play a lot of Halo. And then one day I just told Hunter, I was like, hey, let's change it up. Because Space Marine hadn't come out with anything new in a while. We played so much Halo, let's do something else. We got on Call of Duty, and me and Hunter, in just regular game modes, we were doing like 50 plus kills. So it's like, it's also, this is the thing that I find a little annoying and why I try not to get super mad, is like Halo, some of these Battle Royale type games, like Apex is a big one for me. Like, I'm not a particularly bad multiplayer player. It's just some of these games do have a high barrier of entry. Like, they're just difficult until you can really master them. Yeah. And then me and Hunter was just like, hey, let's play Call of Duty. We played Call of Duty, and we were destroying every lobby we get. I don't think me and Hunter lost a game that entire weekend we played. It's because we were only playing really, really, really hard games, fine-tuning our methods for winning, and then immediately went to a game that literally the bottom of the barrel players go to enjoy games because obviously they buy the exact same game every year, which Xbox Showcase, another Black Ops coming out 7 months after the last one. Like they buy the same game over and over again, and it's the exact same game, and it's shitty. But it's like when you play these really, really hard games, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm a horrible player. What am I gonna do? And then you go, oh wait, no, this is what people actually like to play, and then you're better than everybody. That's why I try to not get so mad at myself or the people I play with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do feel like games like Call of Duty are just kind of a majority of the skill expression is aim and making sure you're in a position to see the other person first.
Yes.
Is a majority of the skill expression in those games compared to a lot of these other games have a lot more mechanics for like Halo and Apex. You have to take cover and recover your shield.
Yeah.
You know, there's not the TKO time is longer, so you have to actually use cover a little bit better. It's not like one stray bullet hitting your noggin and you instantly die.
Yeah, and you got to figure out like what weapon, because in Call of Duty most of the weapons kind of do the same thing across the board. In like Halo, Apex, I would say Star Wars, Battlefront 2 is a big one as well. I don't know if you guys played Chivalry 2. Chivalry 2 has, it's like a Middle Ages like massive multiplayer game. Like
it's exactly like Mordhau.
That's what, when you were describing it, I was like, oh, this is like Chivalry. But anyways,
Yeah.
some weapons are just better when you're playing a game, and if you can master that weapon, you're going to do better. If you're playing Call of Duty, I mean, it's all the same shit. If you can sprint up to somebody and you're using any of the weapons that are close range, you're going to get a kill. If you are able to see people before they see you, any of the long range weapons are going to get an instant kill. Like, it's just like those games are not particularly skill driven, but I do particularly like. Oh, actually, here's a good example. Me and Hunter were talking about Battlefront over the weekend. Hey, by the way, everybody, we're back to talking about Star Wars. We were talking about Battlefront this weekend. Just me and him were chatting. We weren't talking about podcast stuff or nothing. We're just kind of talking about like what we were liking about the movies and the games that we're playing. And we were talking about how one class specifically, what would you call it? Like the heavy class, the one with like the giant. Yeah. Okay. So like the heavy class is basically the most OP thing. Like it's the easiest one to max out. It's the easiest way to make sure you're always in the top 3. Most scoring players. But me and Hunter were saying it's like, oh, you know, we don't typically play that one unless our team really needs us. Like, even Hunter was like, yeah, I only ever play it like if I need to make sure like my people, you know, are getting back up to where they need to go. Me and him tend to play the ones that are a little bit harder. That is what a lot of multiplayer games are. So it's like when you feel like shit, sometimes you just got to switch it up. I played a lot of Overwatch, and then once I got onto like a healing class, like a support class, I started obliterating everybody. Like, it was just, I was doing really good. Like, you just need to figure out, like, what is your type of play style. And that's why I try not to beat on myself, because a lot of these games where it's like, there's just a high level of entry for every single type of way that you can play the game. It makes you feel bad until you can get good at it.
And you can ride that high.
Goddamn right,
until you
brother.
never leave Halo.
Never.
Until you play Mordhau for 2,500 hours.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
Until you've played Halo 3 for 12 to 15 consecutive years.
Fuck.
I've been trying to learn Counter-Strike again for like the first time since college. And good fucking lord.
That is Sweat City.
Yeah.
It's fun. I'll say that. Yeah. Like, it's one of those, it's like, we're talking about like high barrier of entry, but it's like one of those things of like, when it clicks. It feels so good when you are on the opposite end of like where you were for like 30 hours of just getting the shit beat out of you, and then you're now one-tapping people. Feels so nice. I mean, it's like the same thing with like fighting games. I was talking to someone about this earlier in terms of like, I love fighting games, but then I always hit a ceiling where I need to practice or get better at a certain method, and then I just quit. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go to the labs. I don't want to do it. Like, Tekken, famously, I put like 70 hours into, and then I just ended up, I could not figure out like this combo method with my character, and I just needed like to go into like the labs and practice it. Just quit. Same thing with Guilty Gear Strive. I got up to like the second highest rank, and then I just couldn't get past it. I quit.
That's kind of what makes the difference in those skill expression games, though, about, like, in my opinion, what's a good one and what's a bad one, is getting better has to feel good.
Yes.
Yeah.
If getting better is, like, going to, like, getting into the really nitty-gritty and practicing wave dashing over and over again, like in Melee or whatever, it's like, it's got to be fun. Mm-hmm. It has to be enjoyable. Like, that is one reason that I come back to Apex all the time.
It's just
like,
fun.
The game is ridiculously high skill cap, but when something sticks and it feels good. Like, the experience, like, yeah, you die a lot, but the games are so fast that it doesn't matter. You know, and if you're playing with people or whatever in a squad, it's like it doesn't really matter that you're dying because you're still hanging out with people and having fun or whatever. And it's like, it genuinely is enjoyable to get better at the game.
Yeah.
But I know exactly what you're talking about with fighting games, because I've gotten to that point with Mortal Kombat, a couple of the different ones as well, where it's just like I hit a point and it's like I can beat almost everyone I know at the fighting game, but I can't beat the people online who are at the next tier.
Yeah.
Like, getting when you plateau, getting to that next level is so hard. And like I feel like MOBAs have that as well. Is like the difference between a competent and a good MOBA player doesn't seem like it's that much, but it's just such a massive amount of hour difference.
You definitely,
even if it looks not that different mechanically.
In terms of like fighting games, MOBAs with the plateau that like we're talking about, like the way to get out of it is literally like we joke about it all the time, is pull up the VOD review real quick. It's literally what you have to do for these games to stop, look at, it's like to stop and look at what you're doing and like find the smallest little pieces that like you're fucking up on. So like for me in Tekken, in terms of like swapping up my combos, I couldn't do it that much. Like I played a boxing character where where he moves around a ton, he's very fast, he's very agile, but I'm very bad at mixing that up into into a meaningful way, because like I have like 8 mix-ups, but then I just don't mix up into those properly. And all I would need to do is just practice those, and it just turns into muscle memory. But it's just so hard to do it consecutively that it just hit a point where I was like, I'm good. But in terms of like where you were talking about, where like the game does have to be fun, I think that the game was fun up until the point of where I was like, I can't get better than this person. They are just 100% better than me. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying is like when you feel that way, it has to be fun to move between skill levels. You have to enjoy it. If it becomes a chore, I'm not.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm fine with
this is my limited free time. I'm playing
exactly.
It's like I'm not gonna sit there and freaking nose to the grindstone a game after I get home from work all day.
Yeah, that's
like
the problem is that we're older and it's harder to do that. Like what you guys were talking about, I have that problem in Naruto. Is most Naruto fighting games, people prefer to play threes. So you pick 3 characters, they pick 3 characters, and then I've always been bad with Naruto is switching between the 3 characters. And the best part about when you're playing 3-on-3 is that you pick 3 characters that have a special move together. And that is how you beat, typically, the other people, like Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, the 3 Kage, Orochimaru, Sasuke, like shit like that. So you guys get what I'm saying. But I've never been good at doing that. I've always been very, very, very talented on ones. If I play one character I've really worked hard on. And I think Hunter knows this. I don't know if Ryan knows this. But a good example of like what you guys are talking about is you just like put that time in, but you have to put the time in or you won't get better. Is when we were younger, when Dragon Ball Xenoverse came out.
Yeah.
I think it was Xenoverse 1.
Good one.
So it was like open world, you play the map.
2015, wasn't it? 2014? I remember playing that shit in college.
Yeah, I think I was in high school when it came out.
Was it? Shit.
So you would play your story mode, and that would unlock stuff for you to use in multiplayer, because you're playing your own character. You're not playing any character that you can, multiplayer, you couldn't just play any of the anime characters, manga characters. You have to make your own character, and that's what you would play. So I would run the missions over and over and over again and unlock every single power, because I loved the manga and I loved the anime so much. I'm like, this is awesome. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing multiplayer. I kept getting destroyed. And I was like, okay, I got to start mixing things up and figuring out what am I going to do to win these things. When you're not working all fucking day, it's a lot easier to do. Yeah. I actually, I think it was all of 2015, I was number 1 in Eastern America. I won every single tournament, and I was ranked number 1 in because America was broken up into 2 parts. You got Eastern and then Western. I was literally number 1 for an entire year in all of the multiplayer ranked modes, because that, you got to put that time into it. And then as I've gotten older, I was like, oh, I can do that again. I can get back to that. It's literally impossible when you're working all day. It's just like you cannot do it. And it's like most fighting games, you have to put that last little leap in. If you don't put that last little leap in, it's not even worth going online.
I don't want to talk. So real quick, I just want to say, like, in terms of like Dragon Ball games that are fun, did you play what the fuck was the last Dragon Ball game that came out last year? It's the
Breakers.
fighting one. Was it?
No.
No,
Oh,
I don't.
Spark Zero. Spark Zero.
Sparking Zero is one of those games where I was dog shit at it. But so like in terms of online, right? I was dog shit at it. But it was so funny because you could just pick. So like the way it worked is that I would just pick. It's like a team battle, and you can like swap in. So like you have like a certain amount of points to like draft the team, and I just called them. I was called them the little squad where I'd have Krillin, little. So I'd have Krillin, Gohan, Kid Goku, and then fucking what's the little dude that straps to the guy's back and blows up?
Chaozu.
Yeah, Chaozu. Those are my 5.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need to play that one. I seen it on sale recently in a physical copy, and I almost bought it.
The story mode's worth it.
Such a long list. It's thin. You say thin or lit?
It's lit. Very good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to play it. I know. I really, really do. I have such a long list of games to play right now, and actually, the last Naruto game came out like a little bit before that one, and I still need to finish that one. So that was why I haven't bought it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you if I did play it, from what I've seen of the videos of it, I feel like I would be very good at it. It's just like you have to put that time into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Personally, it doesn't matter what the moveset is or what game it is. I just want to play Frieza, Vegeta, Lord Beerus, and maybe Piccolo. Doesn't matter what the moveset is. That's what
next time we have a
you got Frieza to be racist. You got Vegeta to get his ass beat, Beerus to win, and then you got Piccolo to Aura farm. I like that. That's a good team.
Next time,
it's true.
Next time we have a IRL boys night, I'll bring the fucking PS5 because they just updated it for 2-player like a few months ago.
Chat, are we gonna make these boys hang out with me this weekend?
Not this weekend. I'm busy. Soon, brother.
All right. Well, never mind. I take it all back. Chat, Brian's X'd off the fucking
I'll
group.
probably be in Waterford Saturday.
Are you really?
Sad.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna do some Father's Day stuff, but that's just part of the day.
Well, I mean, here I am. I mean, Kenny's hanging out, but I mean, who's the real father here? Come on. All right. Let's skip from all that. Did you guys watch the Xbox showcase? Do you guys know the highlights?
Can I say one thing before this? Real quick.
What?
No.
I beat Final Fantasy 13. Last time I was on the podcast, I ragged on the game. I just wanted to say I beat it, and I just want to say that game was hog shit. We can go on.
Are we gonna finally approach the elephant in the room?
Which one?
What's the elephant in the room?
The Xbox making an even more expensive Switch 2.
Well, so I wanted to talk about actually how cool that is. I think it's pretty sick
really
that they're doing that. So, the fact that I think that it's able to natively play Xbox games instead of it being through the PC. Because I have Game Pass on my Steam Deck and I'm able to play games through that. So I think that it's just saying that it's not just a PC game anymore. It's actually like a console that's on the go, and then you're also able to play PC games as well on it. So it's like half console, half PC, which is major. That's pretty sick. So
I really liked the original ROG handheld, but I think that it was Windows 11 with a controller strapped to it. And this one is specifically 100% completely revolved around being a gaming device. Because the first ROG, I mean, if you didn't want to play games on it, you didn't have to. It was just Windows 11. You could download the storefronts and then you could play the games.
Yeah.
But this one specifically is for that. I have it up right now, actually. And the main headline from Xbox and Asus, they made their own thing for it specifically. is that it is specific access to Xbox and leading PC storefronts. So it's not just a Windows device with the controller. You know, because a lot of Windows devices you can hook a controller into, and it's the exact same thing that a ROG would be.
Yes.
But this one is specifically made for it, and that's what I'm so excited about.
Yeah. So
I have specs here if you guys are interested.
It's pretty cool. It's gonna be
4
sweet.
gigabytes of RAM. The one has a terabyte of memory. Was what I just was looking at earlier today.
I would recommend anybody, even you guys, if you get it, just try to get a really, really good SD card in it. So absolutely spend the extra money, get the terabyte, or get ones with really good read and write speed, and that'll help with your how it runs. It'll run a lot faster. So that's one of the biggest improvements I've had with my Steam Deck was I updated my SD card and noticed a lot of FPS improvements as well as load time. So,
see, that's the thing is I really like the Steam Deck because it is specifically made for gaming. Like that is what it is made for. It's old as fuck, so it's not going to run as good as like the ROG does. But the fact of the matter is, it is made for gaming, so games are just going to run natively better on it.
I'm going to be honest.
I don't see 4 gigabytes of RAM. I see 16 and 24. So I don't know where the 4 gigabytes are. Maybe I'm missing something here, but it says that there's 16 gigabytes on the regular Xbox Ally. And then if you want the Extreme, it's going to be 24 gigabytes, and then that's where you get the 1 terabyte SSD that Ryan was talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I played like 30 hours of The Witcher on it. I feel like it's a pretty comfortable console. Handheld.
Well, The Witcher's also like 10-something years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's...
as far as...
10 exactly, actually.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
You know,
Great
still
game.
being able to play The Witcher on the go is huge. I mean, if you would have said that when The Witcher 3 came out,
Yeah,
that you
exactly.
could play it on your handheld device, that would have been insane.
They wouldn't.
I mean, like... You know me. It's not like
our expectations are pretty damn high now.
I'm not really playing that many, games that are that intense. And if I do, I usually buy it on my PS5 anyways. So,
you're a smart man.
Yeah. So like Final Fantasy 13, I played through on my Steam Deck, and like it wasn't like a perfect 60 FPS, but it was around like 40, 50, which is fine enough.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it was playable. I played it for, I think I clocked out at, it was like 52 hours. So 52 hours on the Steam Deck for it. No issues.
I don't particularly consider myself like overly silly about some of the stuff that people expect out of games. And especially when these idiots start talking about like all of the woke stuff. Like none of that stuff goes in for buying games for me. But the one thing I will say is as time goes on, I just need over 32 frames. Like, it does not matter if it's 40 frames.
Yeah.
Like, that's perfectly fine. 40 and 39. How about we just round down?
Yeah,
39 and above, I'm happy. But, like, any other aspect of the game, as long as it's an enjoyable game to play, that's all I care about.
That's why, like, it's always funny with, like, it's always funny because, like, having, like, a next-gen console. Like, whoa, this thing's going to run great. And then I have to go into the graphics setting and then choose a mode depending on whether I want better graphics or 60 FPS. There's no and. I don't get both.
Nope. That's how it is on Xbox. I mean, it's a very powerful console, but it's like you're either going to get 60 frames or you're going to get 32. And it's like I'd rather just... Or if you're playing shitty Starfield, I mean, Hunter's favorite game... Hello, welcome to the podcast. I'm Juan, and Starfield's biggest fan, Hunter Crate. If you're playing that, you're getting 30 frames a second, and also a mid-story. So it's like even some of the new games that don't even look great are still running on 30 fucking frames a second.
Yeah. I mean, like...
I have a controversial take. I don't really notice or care the difference after 32.
Yes.
It's very noticeable after 32. Anything above it. I
think that anything below 32, anything, yeah.
Yeah, I notice below 32 it starts, especially if you get down there, it gets real choppy. But after 32, I really don't notice or care a difference, to be honest. Like I'd rather have 32 frames per second and really good graphics than 60 and mid graphics.
So
I'm the opposite now, actually.
I don't like it. My big thing is I don't like it when it jumps from like 60, from like 60 to 32 and then back to like 55 and then back to like 32.
Oh, yeah,
and it just
stable frames.
Yeah. Stable frames are a massive thing because I think that just makes it 20 times more jarring. Like that's what I did on Oblivion before I realized that I was streaming it at fucking 4K, and that's why it was running like poop. I had capped it out at 50 FPS so that it wouldn't jump down all the way, and the graphics card ended up saying, "Oh, okay, I can do that."
Yeah, I think that people who are obsessed with the super high frame rates, like I think it's just imaginary.
Anything over
like,
60, you're on smoking.
No, anything
you can't really notice the difference at a certain point.
No,
I agree.
Anything over like 120, I don't notice. Like I have like a 144, and I cannot tell you the difference between my 120 and my 144. I can tell you
59 frames and above, you're smoking dick and you're capping.
I can tell the difference between like 60 to 120, but literally the only noticeable difference is when you are moving your mouse on the screen. You can just notice that it has less of a trace behind it. It looks a lot smoother. That is the only noticeable difference.
I don't have a mouse, so I guess I would notice.
Yeah, exactly. Like gameplay wise, dude, I don't fucking know. When I'm moving my mouse on the screen, yeah, I get it. That's it.
All right, here's my
dog on these kids with 32 frames per second. They can run 120. I will still dog on them. I will still double doink them.
That's what we're doing in fucking Battlefront. I'm running that shit at like 50, 60. I bet you money there's someone out there who's outputting like 260 frames per second. Who's sweating their
I don't know how your
fingers.
computer is not doing 120. The game's 10 years old.
Because I have it on high graphics right now. I want it to look pretty.
32 FPS. I'm playing Boba Fett without all the cards, and I'm getting 28 kill streaks anyway.
You're a fucking monster.
I don't care.
You're a monster.
I don't care.
That is basically what's been going on. It's been so fucking funny.
You give me a burst rifle and good jetpack controls, it's over.
The only thing...
You're in the dirt. We're
going to talk about Battlefront for a second. If I can just say, the fucking... Whatever the final sniper rifle is, the bolt action one, do you know what I'm talking about?
The Sand Dunes one? The Sand People's weapon?
No, it's a unlockable weapon for the sniper class. I'm pretty sure it might just be that one. But it's literally like, I'm pretty sure it's like a one-shot chest shot, and it's made me like more aggravated than anything in the more.
I think it's only one-shot head.
Is it one-shot head? Goddamn.
You're just getting headshot at all.
That's crazy.
Which is super easy in this game. On Clone Troopers and Stormtroopers, it is so easy to headshot in this game. It's unbelievable.
That makes
the
more
hitboxes
sense.
are stupid.
Massive.
The hitboxes are so dumb.
But
all right, there.
Then if you're playing against the freaking droids, they're like it's like a 1 pixel hitbox.
Yeah, it's
for
fucking
their head.
impossible.
It's like if I'm playing against the droids, I just don't snipe, even though that's my favorite class in the game. And it's the cycler rifles, the one you're talking about. I'm pretty sure. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I really like the extra looking NPCs. So like if I'm playing Rebels, I like the Botha class with like the really, really big fishy looking heads and stuff like that. Or the froggy heads.
Same.
They're not fishy heads, they're froggy heads. And I like playing, like when I play the Stormtroopers, I like the really extra big designs with the capes and everything. But like it makes no sense that the hitboxes are different, but they absolutely are. And if people say they're not, it's because you're trash. If you're playing a droid, just a regular base droid, Roger, you are so much harder to kill than you are any human. Literally, It doesn't matter what class you play, what type of, Alliance, Rebels, Empire, doesn't not matter, any of that shit. If you're a human or you're a droid, it's so much easier to get kills when you're a droid because you can just literally... You can look the other direction and the bolt will go right past you.
I feel like an Ewok has a larger hitbox than the droid.
Well, it's because the Ewok is one big hitbox, because they're so little and so wide. Like Chewbacca's another good example. You can hit him in his shoulders, and it still technically counts as a headshot because it's so massive. But if you're a droid, you can hit him right in his eye, and it does not count as a fucking headshot.
If you pick Chewbacca, I want you guys to comment as to why the fuck you would ever pick Chewbacca. His gun sucks.
His gun is booty cheeks.
His gun
sucks.
I think his gun, when you aim it in and it shoots up and down, is actually pretty good. The problem with him is his hitbox is just way bigger than any other.
Right? I just get gunned down.
And you don't have the ability to lightsaber block, and he dodges like he is a 4,000-pound Wookiee.
Yeah.
And
he is the GOAT.
He's really cool. I actually kind of like his gun when it's aimed in, because it's like, if you aim at someone's chest, you get a headshot because it shoots up and down instead of side to side. And his other abilities are pretty good. It's just his hitbox is so big. He needs to have like twice as much health as he does.
Why does he got the Elden Ring heavy roll though? I don't get it.
I found, I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. I don't know how many Clone Wars games you guys play compared to like post Clone Wars, but I think his dad's easier to handle. Like his dad that you play as like the Clone Wars era fight, like Chewbacca, like the Wookiee for the Clone Wars is, I find, significantly easier. I don't
think I've played as him yet. We haven't really done that much of the Clone Wars.
It's the same. It's just he shoots a little bit quicker, and his powers tend to be a little bit more.
Does he still level up the same as Chewbacca, or is it a different era?
Yeah. They're both special Wookiees. So like if you play Chewbacca and you play the dad. So say you play a bunch of Rebels or I can't remember what they call the sequel, like time frame in the game. But like if you play those two time frames, part 2 and part 3. If you level up Chewbacca in part 2 and part 3, if you play part 1, which is Clone Wars, his dad will be the same level because it's the same character, it's the same class.
Oh, okay.
It's just like
makes
what
sense.
person are you playing as?
Gotcha.
But I do find his dad to be technically a little bit easier. I don't know why. I don't know why the hitboxes are different, or if he moves quicker. I don't know what it is. Shoots quicker. But I get better kills with his dad than I ever do him. The only reason I play as all of the specials is there's an achievement to play as every launch hero. That's the only reason I play as them all.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But we're getting close to an hour, and we have not talked about the showcase that much. Are you guys excited for any games?
So...
the Hollow Knight sequel.
Did they actually show it there? They didn't show Silksong.
Yeah,
did they show Silksong?
Yeah, they did.
I didn't see that.
They showed them playing it on the ROG, Xbox ROG.
Oh, okay. It was just in a cutscene. Did they actually show like full gameplay of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Which game is this?
Silksong. It's the sequel to Hollow Knight.
You haven't played Hollow Knight? It's like a Metroidvania, where it's like a ever sprawling map that like you like go throughout and get powers and get stronger, and then you can go further into like spots that like you weren't able like to go before. It's like that. It's a very addictive kind of game. Hollow Knight was fantastic. All right, shit, yeah. Well, that's awesome. I didn't know that. I really thought I would have saw something about it. That's sick. Yeah, no, Hollow Knight is fantastic. It's one of my favorite indie games next to Celeste, which is another one of like those indie games where like, if you haven't played it, just go play it. Shit's so good. I think it's only like $10.
Okay.
Yeah, Hollow Knight definitely rules. It's a really good platformer.
So good.
Very fun. The upgrades all make the game feel separate, like the pre and post upgrades.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
I'm playing something like I'm playing it on my fuck is it? I'm gonna come back to it. It's another Metroidvania that's like this. It's like a Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. No, it's Castlevania. Forgot. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's it. It's called Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. plays out like Castlevania. So it's like the same kind of game where it's like you get upgrades throughout it. Okay. It's also really funny. So after this showcase, they went and added, I think both Final Fantasy sevens are coming and Final Fantasy 16, which actually makes Sony. So Sony has rights to Final Fantasy, and they've had exclusivity for Final Fantasy, but Xbox, funny enough, is the best Final Fantasy console. You can play every single Final Fantasy on it except for 11 now.
They might be owned by Sony, but Square Enix has they have a specific like game deal with Xbox. They've had it since 2021, I think. So that might be why we have them all, or that you can play most of them or anything. But I know that I think even for DLC for the last Kingdom Hearts and for the last Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy Online, I think Xbox gets it like a week early, like because they have a specific deal with them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was about to say, it's like I think that they did that deal around that time because like they also announced that they're porting Final Fantasy 14 onto it, which is sick. Yep. So,
all right. So what I was most excited about is obviously Tony Hawk. They showed BAM. They had like a whole little BAM promo in their new commercial. The new Tony Hawk game is going to be amazing. High on Life 2, which was very big when me and Julian lived together during COVID. Really big. I mean, I hate to be this person because Rick and Morty fans are absolutely some of the most miserable people in the world. I do really like Rick and Morty. It really takes me back to me and Hunter. I mean, me and Julian. Well, actually, Hunter too was hanging out with us a lot when this show was coming out. Just like hanging out with him, doing nothing, smoking cigarettes, drinking shitty whiskey, and watching Rick and Morty. We played a lot of High on Life 1 when it came out, and then when me and Jess got together, we played the whole game together. Space Applebee's is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I love Applebee's. High on Life 2 got announced, and we're going to be playing, like, we're getting that. Like, there's not even a doubt in my mind. But the thing I'm the most excited about, and I don't even know if you guys even have ever heard of this game, but what I'm most excited about is Clockwork Revolution. Do you guys see anything about that? Have you ever heard of that game before?
Nope. I don't think so.
Okay, no, while he Googles it. So I am a huge, like not even joking, a gigantic BioShock fan.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I love BioShock 1.
It looks like Infinite.
I like BioShock. You're ruining my fucking premise here. I love BioShock 2. The greatest BioShock game and one of my favorite games from the early 2000s is BioShock Infinite. I love steampunk. I've always loved steampunk. It's one of my all-time favorite genres. Steampunk is amazing. BioShock Infinite is like the dream game if you're into steampunk. Clockwork Revolution is literally just a knockoff. Like it like even this promo that they showed, it was a 6.5 minute trailer. It is literally a complete knockoff of Infinite, and I'm so fucking excited about it. Like even a very, very, very faithful recreation is still great. Like how Halo ODST is basically just Aliens 2. Me and Hunter actually talked about this. Like, something that genuinely loves a genre so much and then they want to get in because they're so faithful to that genre is probably going to make something good. So I am super fucking excited about this game. It got announced like the very first showcase when me and Jess lived together. So I made her watch it with me, and it was like one of the only games she was actually interested in looking at. That was like 3 or 4 years ago. And then they finally have a whole trailer. They did not give us an announcement date for it, which is really annoying. But the premise is in like the late 1980s, 1890s. There's like this whole steampunk sort of vibe. There's robots. And it looks like it starts off as a murder mystery that kind of turns into kind of like a time like you're fucking with time and kind of making it through the missions while fucking with time. Like I said, very, very big knockoff of Bioshock Infinite. But, I mean, it just looks so good. It looks beautiful. It looks great. It kind of looks like what I wanted. I know it's going to sound kind of weird. Kind of looks like what I wanted Outer Worlds 2 to be like how it was kind of like a knockoff sequel to Fallout New Vegas. And like how that fell flat, I'm hoping this does not, because it kind of looks and feels like of that sort of like of what it wants to be is of that. So I really hope that it pans out. I will be keeping people updated about it. And then obviously Jess's favorite was Super Meat Boy 3D.
Yeah, that shit's so much fun. I was so
it looks so good. It looks so good.
Yeah, that was not expecting that. I was sitting there on Sunday with AJ, and I was like, fucking Super Meat Boy 3D, and he's like, what? And I think it's because it's crazy. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting to see anything Meat Boy related at all. I also was not. So real quick, I was not expecting to see Resident Evil 9 announced either. It looks like they're going back. It looks like they're going back to Raccoon City, which is fucking nuts. So I don't
even think it's just that. I think it's a complete remake of another Resident Evil as well.
Probably. I don't know what they'd be remaking, because they don't want to remake 5 because there's some racially sensitive stuff that I think that they're gonna fucking either do it. They're either gonna do it and full send it, or just never touch it and then go to 6.
Make the fucking game. It's art.
I know.
You don't have to appreciate it. You don't have to like how it was at the time.
Just put it.
But art is what it is.
Just put a fucking disclaimer. That's it.
That's all you gotta
do. It don't matter. It's not even that bad. Whatever.
If you're still making completely ridiculous tropes nowadays, then that's on you. Like, you're doing something dumb, and you know that, and you know it's not going to make a lot of people happy, and you're specifically targeting an audience with something that was of its time, especially in a universe where people are not kind of all there. That's different. It's like a lot of people refuse to watch certain movies from back in the day because of the way that stuff was.
Yeah.
It's like you just need to acknowledge of how things are different. You have to acknowledge that we're better than that now, or we should be. And
Things
also
can be,
appreciate what it was for what it was.
Things can be uncomfortable. Last thing, and then we can end it because we're over like an hour. They just previewed gameplay for Silent Hill F, which is coming out September 23rd, I believe.
Sweet.
I am unbelievably excited. So I'm bringing up this in response to, like we were talking about, like, sensitive topics. They have a disclaimer warning, and it lists like 8 different things, and I'm interested to see where they go with it, because it's based in the 1960s in Japan.
Ooh.
So yeah, so
it's a cool setting.
Yeah, so it's a
favorite time frame.
It's a not fun time to be a woman, and I'm really interested to see what they explore with it, since, again, some of the things that they just listed off of it, as well as like the gameplay, the monsters look it looks like Silent Hill. It just looks like disturbing. Like, you look at it and just go like, what the fuck? I don't know how best to describe it.
Surprise attack, Ryan. 2025 also isn't a good time to be a woman.
Sure.
Also, I'm such a fucking gigantic baby about scary games. I have no problem with movies. I have no problem with books. None of that stuff. The suspense that scary games, not Dead Space, because that shit cheeks. It's a cool game, but it's not scary. Horror games that are specifically horror games get me in such a crazy fucking way that I've never experienced in my life. And it's like, I want to play that game, and I probably will, but god damn, dude, I'm already scared. Scary games really fucking get me, dude. It's like the only thing that actually scares me in real life.
Yeah. Silent Hill.
Scarier games are way scarier than scary movies because you're participating.
Yes.
Like, you are the person receiving the scares, as it were. Like, it's I don't think scary movies usually come close. Like they can unsettle me, but like a good horror game is like actually
It's next
frightening
level,
when you're
dude.
playing it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Especially if it's one of the games that's immersive enough where you really feel like you're there and then something happens.
First person horror games are the worst goddamn things in the world, dude. I will turn this off and never play it again because I'm a big baby.
I was about to say, is like the Silent Hill is third person, but like still like they find is one of my favorite clips is I went and sent you guys this like when we were first starting like the podcast where it's in Silent Hill 1 where it's third person, but like they use camera angles as a sense of tension because like you don't have full control over like to see like what's actually there. So it's like the lack of knowledge, the lack of sound, the lack of understanding is part of the horror that plays into like your mind.
The lack of all of that and the abundance of piss in my pants.
Legitimately, Silent Hill 2 playing it at like midnight was still one of my favorite experiences because I played that game over like 5 different times and I every single time would get scared by something new because they will put enemies in different spots and they will also rearrange them.
Love when they do that.
Yeah, and it fucks with me because I wanted to get the different endings, and I'm like, oh, I can do this, and then I'm sitting there at midnight going, fuck.
Yeah, anyways. I like to play those games in broad daylight, and then when Jess is there, because if she screams like a girl when some shit happens, it blocks out the fact that hey, I might have done that myself.
I liked Silent Hill in the sense of that it genuinely felt like I had to push through something. Like I have not felt. It's like when like you're anxious about something and you just feel like a really heavy like pit in your chest. That was like the entire game was just a feeling of anxiety and discomfort, which is cool. Yeah. It's a really cool medium to see it come out of.
Right. All right. Well, I know we could talk about this all night, and then how about on the next podcast we actually deep dive a little bit more because I felt like we got off the rails and stayed off of it. We deep dive a little bit more into the showcase, and then maybe we will talk a little bit more about the Star Wars stuff that we've been doing. But do you guys have anything else for us before we get off? I did have one more thing, but I want to say it at the very
end. No, I don't have anything else to say. I mean, play Final Fantasy 16, but that's it.
I won't.
Four.
I just got my next 14 Tokyo Ghoul books, the RE series, to read the mangas, so that's exciting. And I also am starting a horror novel series from the 80s that was very popular, Brian Lumley's Necroscope. So I'm very excited to read that, speaking of horror. So
hell yeah.
Those are things that I have coming up that I'll probably talk some more about in the coming weeks.
You need to start Andor before I get pissed off.
It would be funny if you got pissed off, and now every time you say that, I push it back another week.
God damn it!
Just joking. I'm just joking.
Fuck me.
Kind of. It feels that way, but I'm just so bad at watching TV. Everyone, not this isn't just the one. This is literally everyone. It was The Righteous Gemstones was a masterpiece, so I was able to watch all of that. But I have not been able to sit down and watch a whole TV series like that. I still haven't finished the 6th Star Wars movie in our Star Wars watch.
Well, it is kind of hard. I actually just watched that one, and after watching the majesty, the perfection, the greatness of Episode 5, 6 is it's like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna sit on my phone for a few minutes. Like it's like
I like 6. I just am so bad at sitting down and watching stuff.
Well, Andor is. I mean, this is just personal to me. You probably will not agree because it's not a comedy. I love comedies, so you might not agree. I think Andor is significantly better than Righteous Gemstones, and it's also shorter. So you should definitely try to watch it as quick as you can. And I think you will agree with me because it is so perfect in every way.
I think Bailey has some work trainings on Fridays coming up, so I might actually have some more time to dig into the Star Wars stuff.
Excellent. Good. Let the hate flow through you. All right. Feel free to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Definitely leave a comment. We will, you know what? We will make sure that the next podcast that we take some time to actually respond to the stuff that we've been getting. And the last thing that I wanted to say, there's been a lot of stuff going on across the country with the way that people feel about certain stuff. There's been some protests. There's going to be a big one in Detroit. I know we have a lot of people in our area in Detroit Saturday to protest immigration and illegal immigration of actual U.S. citizens. So me and Jess are gonna be down there this Saturday. If you guys want to be down there, we will be down there as well. And if you guys are just upset with it in general, just try to keep up on it because it's pretty intense. Thank you guys for joining us, and I appreciated hanging out with you guys tonight. Tonight specifically because it's nighttime.
Yeah, we're ending this one at 10:15 p.m. So dark mode.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.